2021, what a hell of a year that was, as everybody seems to have the unanimous... 2021, what a hell of a year that was, as everybody seems to have this unanimous opinion, since everybody seems to open up their videos this way. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Jakel, the world's worst YouTuber. 2021 appears to have been a year that was hell for almost what the hell is on... Did I nick myself shaving? 2021 appears to have been a year that put everybody through the fucking ringer. And my 2021 was absolutely no different than anybody else's. By that I mean, instead of having consistently low spoons day, somehow all of my spoons were turned into sharpened forks for almost the entire year. But I can't seem to say definitively for myself that every single part of it was bad, considering that I seem to have somehow managed to find somewhat of a home on TikTok. For those of you who don't know, I have been uploading to TikTok since May of 2021, and somehow since then I've managed to amass 15 point something followers. That's insane! And because of that wonderful following, every single one of you, I was able to start plugging my YouTube channel and broke milestones that I didn't even think I was going to make as far as subscribers go on this channel. For a long time, I was stuck under 100 subscribers, and then I got a little bit of influx when I started interacting with the Reddit community of underground and unrecognized YouTubers. That brought me up to just a little bit under 200, but since then, I have almost reached 400. My mind is blown, and I can't thank every single one of you enough for helping me feel like that there is some hope in this channel. I pretty much gave up at one point, but here I am, having uploaded this video and actually forming plans for what to make on this channel moving forward into 2022. However, over the course of my interacting and gaining a following on TikTok, there were a few videos that I had said that I was going to make and wound up never getting around to doing them, such as the budget witchy shopping haul from Dollar Tree. And the thing is, I actually did it. I actually filmed it. I started editing it and I'm like, wow, this is fucking terrible. So I actually want to take the time to redo it. I want to refilm that and actually give you guys something that is worthy of presenting, because that wasn't it. However, most recently I also said that I want to do a second holiday hangover, and I set out with the fullest intentions to actually get that done. However, I didn't give myself nearly enough time to actually accomplish that. So there is a lot that I actually wound up getting filmed, and I don't want to let that footage go to waste. So I'm probably going to put that into something else. What exactly, I don't know. But I actually put a lot of time and effort into what I did eventually get accomplished. Just, I have plans. I make plans. I set out to do something. And then life comes along and says, psych, motherfucker! And everything, I just bumped the table. Everything eventually gets derailed. And I don't want to say everything, just that plan that I had, everything for that plan eventually gets derailed. And this is a habit that I have consistently had, a misfortune of my inability to calculate the proper time needed to actually fulfill a project that I have set out to do. This is nothing new for me. About 2 years ago, right after the Rise of Skywalker The Rise of Skywalker Star Wars movie. It's a little bit more than a video. That movie came out, I went to see it the day after it came out, and I was so happy with it. I was excited, and that doesn't mean that it doesn't have criticisms that it well warranted. But all I saw online was the vastly negative criticisms of a movie that I enjoyed. And I feel like that alone warrants its own criticisms. So I made 2 videos because I sat down to film one video, but I wound up having like almost 3 hours worth of footage. So I cut it up, but that video wound up needing more because I left it at the point where I was coming to the 3rd act of that movie, and I just didn't get around to filming that. So I have 2 parts of a trilogy of reviewing The Rise of Skywalker, and I just never finished it. So that's my life. I don't know what this was. So I guess that's the point I'm trying to make, is that I have these ideas, and they're big, huge, grand ideas, and they just don't pan out sometimes. So one of the things, gosh darn it. One of the first things I'm going to focus on is actually filming and uploading the second part of the Ouija board video, because I have this series of videos that is the Coffee Table Internet Adventures, which I think are now just titled Jakel's Internet Adventures, or at least the Ouija board one was, because I had a coffee table, and then that coffee table broke. So now I'm filming at my kitchen table that's been with me throughout many years, but it just feels wrong. What is up with this hat? It just feels wrong calling it a coffee table internet adventure when I'm sitting at a kitchen table in my living room of all places. So I'm definitely going to put some focus on actually filming that one, because it wasn't complete. I did the coffee table internet adventure part, or the internet adventure part, whichever one I'm going to remember to actually utilize in this title sequence. But I still had yet to actually use and demonstrate the Ouija board, one that was funded by my viewers. So I at least owe it to them to actually use the damn thing. And also, that first video was absolutely sponsored by followers, so I could actually make it in the first place. And in the beginning of the video, I made a small little list of the followers that actually put forth money to help fund that video. And there was an individual who I wound up forgetting to include just because I overlooked them, and then they promptly reminded me that they actually had contributed to the production of that video. So I am going to credit them in the second part of the Ouija board video. However, with all of this being said, I don't want to put too much on my plate, because I do have this historic problem where I get big ideas for myself, I wind up biting off more than I can chew, and I make promises thinking I'm going to get it done, and then it just doesn't get done. And I am not happy with myself, because that is something that I do. So I want to do something about that, and one of the first steps is not putting too much on my plate, especially because 2022 is already shaping up to be, well, complicated. I made a video on my TikTok about this already, but I know that not everybody who has subscribed here also is following me on TikTok. And also, TikTok is very algorithmic, so it all depends on what you wind up seeing in your For You page. However, that brings me back to the point. The house that I'm living in, this house, the house that my followers helped me accumulate the money to be able to move into, is now being sold. And it doesn't look like the new owners are going to be really up for renting out the property. However, we do have the safety of our lease that's going to give us until June to find another place to move. And I am just exhausted. And unfortunately, because of my very limiting and constricting life schedule right now, it's not easy to find a full-time job as it is. And I'm not going to go to the ins and outs and actually explain what my schedule is, but I'm going to have to ramp up my ability to monetize what it is I'm doing on the internet. That being said, 2022 welcomes you, welcomes us, welcomes me, and it's already presented plenty of its own hurdles right from the get-go. But with that being said, that means I'm going to have to try to figure out some way to actually make content for my Patreon that I have actually started. I just really don't know what I'm doing or what kind of content that I can make and expect people to want to pay for. That being said, if you, dear viewers, have any ideas of what you would like to see and what you'd be willing to pay money to see me make content about, drop your suggestions in the comments below. I'm still used to TikTok pointing over that way. Comments are below on YouTube. Yeah, it's been a while. Now, I am going to try and wrap this up here because I'm running out of filming time, but I just wanted to make a quick little video to just bring in the new year on my channel, if you will, and maybe give people an idea of what to expect moving forward. That being said, for a full experience, go ahead and follow me over on TikTok at just_Jakel_23, because for some reason, just Jakel was apparently taken, and 23 is my favorite number. So I threw that on at the end. That being said, if you're not familiar with my TikTok account, I talk mostly about witchy and spiritual things. I'm talking mostly lately about psychic vampires. I have gone on great lengths talking about demons and demonolatry, and I've also just wound up talking about things that really interest me aside from any of that. So I have also made the distinction previously on TikTok that I want TikTok to be like the spiritual and witchy thing, and I want this to be the everything else thing. I want TikTok to be witchy and spiritual, and I want this to be the outlet for other creative endeavors. Just because there's more to me than all of the witchy and spiritual stuff, and sometimes I forget that, and I need to remind myself where that line is. That doesn't mean that I am not going to upload witchy and spiritual content here. It just means that it's not going to be what I am dedicating this channel to. Because honestly, sometimes there are topics that do require more than TikTok will allow, because they only give you 15 seconds, 60 seconds, or 3-minute options. And sometimes a long-form video like this is going to be the more ideal place to actually create that kind of content. So I'm going to also throw up some of those videos here as well. But at the end of the day, I just want to get back to also having fun. I started this channel because I wanted it to be a creative outlet for the things that I was doing, because I was in a really bad place when I started making content on YouTube. And for better or worse, I have taken down more content than I have actually left up. I have twice as much content that I have taken down than is actually up, because either I didn't like it, or I realized it was a bad take and it just left a bad taste in my mouth, so I took it down, or I realized that some of the information that I shared in that video was just wrong, and I didn't want to leave that out there in the public eye to continue being a staple of understanding. Example, I made a video about the rake and how it had similarities to Wendigo and Skinwalkers, and I kind of want to remake that video, because it was a good video, but the way that it was framed was really inappropriate and insensitive to the cultures in which these stories of Wendigo and Skinwalker came from. And I don't want to do that, and I don't want that to be something on my channel that just stays there. So I do want to make another video about the rake and note similarities between these creatures, but I don't want those creatures to be the focus. I got off on a tangent again. Refocus. This was always supposed to be a place for me to have fun and enjoy myself and just do whatever the hell I wanted to do, make content. I have consistently said that I can showcase all of my creative abilities, albeit being with different videos. I can actually just use this as my platform to do whatever creative thing I want to do. And I really want to get back to that, because as soon as something stops feeling fun, it then feels like an obligation, and that's how I wind up getting burnt out really easily and very quickly. So I want to bring back the idea to this channel that this is a place for entertainment, and if you learn something along the way, that's even better. That's really awesome. But I want people to be able to come here and have fun, and I still want that to be what I do on TikTok. It's just more focused on educational entertainment as opposed to entertainment that can sometimes be educational. And if my TikTok account is going to be more educational and more serious, I need something else for me to do that it's not expected of me to be serious all the time. And on that note, I'm going to cut this off here. Happy New Year. If we missed any of them, happy holidays, whichever one you celebrated, or if for whatever reason that there's a holiday I'm not aware of, if you're still celebrating it, happy that holiday. And let's hope that 2022 is an all-around better year than the last two have been. Until next time, Much love. Peace out. Namaste. And goodbye. Ba-da-bum-bum-ba-bum-ba-bum-bum, ba-da-bum-ba-bum-ba-bum-ba-da.